Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 3, and not quite sure what to say really. But Kyle, I know you've got a few things you want to say, so I'm going to wind you up and let you go, mate.
Oh, mate, honestly, I just don't know where to start, Joe. Oh, mate, honestly, I'm glad I didn't do this last night because you probably wouldn't have been able to air it. There would have been no way you'd be able to use that content last night. It's just, I don't know where to start. I mean, we start with the manager for a start.
Okay.
The first sign of madness, Joe, right, is doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? Home to Leicester, similar team, right? Aubameyang left, Saka wing back, Tierney left centre back, right? Doesn't work. We lost the game there. Why are you doing it again? Another thing as well, why are you playing the same system against Villa at home, who nearly relegated last year, as you did away at Old Trafford last week? Why? What, are you too scared? I mean, this whole parking the bus shit, I've had enough of it. It's boring to watch. What is he doing? Everyone's having a pop at Aubameyang, saying since he signed his contract, he's he doesn't care anymore. He's been asked to play as a left midfielder / fucking left back. I mean, when we attack, we're not attacking in numbers. We're attacking. It seems to me like the midfielders and the defenders are asked to sit and bank, right? And 2 banks of 4. Are you three just go and fucking score the goals? They don't work like that. We're supposed to attack in numbers. It's too defensive. It's too rigid. It's shit, is what it is. Pony.
I mean,
Lacazette as well. Everyone was raving about him last.
Yeah, I was just about to say, are there any players that are particularly standing out for you in that department? And you can go on and say Lacazette because I agree with you.
Lacazette, everyone was raving about him last week, right? Saying he worked hard. So what if he worked hard? You're a fucking athlete. You get paid to be fit and run around. I want quality from you. If you're not producing it, take him out of the firing line. You know, Arteta is going to ruin his rest of his career if you don't take him out of that team now. Like, who's going to want him now? He's on ridiculous wages anyway. He's worth 50 million quid, Joe. Look at the other end of the pitch, Ollie Watkins, 30 odd million quid, young English centre forward, banging in goals for fun, holding the line properly. Great player, great buy by Villa. And we're sticking, Alexandre, because he's got a fancy French name. Alexandre Lacazette, we've got to fucking play him. If he was Peter Williams from Notts County, we'd be saying he's shit.
Yeah.
So why is Alexandre Lacazette still starting for Arsenal? Explain it to me, Joe. Because he's pony.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we try as supporters, we try and justify players. I mean, the fancy French name aside, but we have tried to justify things for a long time now, and I think that proved last night that the difference between the two front lines, especially with the likes of Grealish and Ollie Watkins, definitely last night, it really showed.
Well, all of them, they knew, mate. They saw Holding was banging trouble right out on that right centre back, right?
Yeah.
So the ball kept going out that way. Grealish is one of the most fouled players in the league, right? Everyone knows that. It's not, everyone knows it's out there. It's common knowledge. I don't remember him being fouled once. Stick one on him. Like, he's running up and down the wing, doing whatever he likes, dictating the whole game. Not one person stuck one on him. You can't blame the boss for that. That's the players.
Yeah.
What more motivation do you need as a footballer? You've beaten Man United away. You can go into the international break, more or less in the top 4, and you put in a piss poor performance, walking around again after the second goal goes in. Honestly, this is why I didn't do the review last night, because it would have just been full of expletives you couldn't have used. It's just shit is what it is. Poor, shit performance. Partey's now probably injured. Another thing, Joe, I want your opinion on this. Why is he playing with a back 3 against Villa? Why? Why not give the extra man in the midfield?
Yeah, well, I was reading some blurb last night on Twitter and Facebook, and people were making the point that if we're at home and we're playing like we are, and we've come off the back of a win away at Old Trafford, we have to look at it realistically and say that we're probably playing one of the worst Man United sides in recent years anyway. So it's not that big a thing anymore to go to Old Trafford and win.
Yeah, but they won against Everton, Joe,
They
earlier on Saturday, right?
They did, yeah.
They've gone to Everton, who were flying high, and they beat them. So
yeah, I mean,
they've got it in their locker,
and they have been playing quite well. I mean, I'll give it to them. So we did do a job on them, and as Jimmy Greaves used to say, football's a funny old game, and it is a funny old game in that sense. But I think we went, as far as I could see last night, we went into that game almost like we were the away side. It felt really weird.
It's a joke.
So exactly.
It's embarrassing.
I agree with what you're saying in that sense, and I think that they should have tried to put a lot more pressure and really press them really high, like they did against Man United. But somehow they just couldn't get the ball to Aubameyang, who, by the way,
if you're not going to press them high, Joe, press them in our half.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
At one point, Villa were just knocking it about, and everyone was going like banks of 4. Either the coach, banks of 3 and whatever. Even the coach has told them, don't commit, only commit when you have to. Or they're just, it's like they don't know what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It was the most frustrating thing ever. Now, if Arteta now turns into one of those managers that's too stubborn to see the woods through the trees, right? Too stubborn to see that he's making mistakes. Aubameyang, the whole world knows, should be up front. The entire planet knows, because he puts that header away, right? Lacazette has missed another chance from open play from 1 yard out. I was reading as well that, it was a difficult header. No, it wasn't a difficult header. You didn't even need to take the pace off the ball. Just guide it. Make the keeper make a save. Don't head it over and go, whatever. Just if you're not putting them chances away, take him out the firing line. Play Nketiah. Play Aubameyang up front. Saka, wasted as a wing back. If you're going to play a wing back, I'd rather make Lennars play the wing back.
Yeah.
Because, sorry, I'm just getting too angry. At least he can track back and defend. Tierney, wasted as a centre half. He's not a centre half, Joe. He is a fucking attacking left back. He was like that for Celtic. He was like that under Emery to a certain degree. And now he's been asked to play as a centre half almost. Yeah. Like, what are you doing, Arteta? You're pissing around with a squad and you're deflating everyone. Everyone doesn't really know what they're doing at the moment. It was a shambolic performance. And, I'm glad there's an international break now, because I don't want to think about Arsenal for a couple of weeks, if I'm being honest with you, mate.
Well, unfortunately, we have to think about Arsenal for a couple of weeks, but I know what you mean. But so where do they go from here? Where does Arteta
Arteta's got to put his big boy trousers on, realise it's wrong at the moment, right? You have got, I've said this time and time again, and people are probably bored of listening to it. I know you probably are. We have the best striker in the league, in my opinion. Everyone will say Harry Kane, Aguero, all that. In my opinion, Aubameyang's the best striker in the league. Play him up front. Play Saka where Aubameyang's playing. Play a Tierney where Saka was playing. Another thing as well, if you insist to play him with a back 3, you've got a centre half on the fucking bench, David Luiz, right? Why not play Luiz in the middle, Gabriel left, hold him right, if you really must play a back 3? Why are you playing Tierney, who's so dangerous going forward with his crosses? You see the one cross he put on Lacazette's head? Pinpoint. Why is he being wasted back there, Joe? It's nonsense, bullshit decisions.
So do you think we would have been... No. Do you think we would have been better setting up as a 4-4-2 last night and actually really going 100%.
For 4-4-3-3, 4-4-2. If you're playing in a 4, you're getting that extra man in the middle, right? It's not like any of those 3 centre-halves are stepping forward to help out. They're just banked there. It's like we're petrified of Villa. Honestly, it was embarrassing. I mean, moving forward, he's got to change it, Joe. You can't keep playing with these wing backs and 3 centre-halves in every match. I mean, he's not doing it in every match, but he's getting it wrong at the minute, Arteta. And if he doesn't turn it around in a month, 2 months, regardless of the FA Cup and the Community Shield, that's another thing that's been, I think, overinflated in my opinion, right? We come 8th last year, right? Drew a load of games we should have won, throwing it away in the last minute. We beat, in my opinion, when we beat Chelsea in the final, right, of the FA Cup, we got lucky there. Pulisic, they were running the game when Pulisic scored, and when he went off injured, the referee obviously started helping us out as well. A few decisions here and there. He went off injured, the game swung. Otherwise, Chelsea would probably have beaten us. We beat Liverpool on penalties in a friendly, and everyone's calling it a fucking trophy. Community Shield is not a trophy. everyone. If anyone's listening to this, everyone, oh, he's won 2 trophies. No, he's not. He's won 1 trophy. And we got fortunate to win that trophy. And he won it with the same tactics he's using against Aston Villa. 10 behind the ball. Shit. He needs to change it, Joe. Otherwise, it won't change. And he's got 2 weeks now to do a bit of soul searching, Arteta has, and realise, you know what, I've got it wrong. I'm going to have to change this. Otherwise, the knives will be out for me. They will be. It's just, you know.
Well, at the moment,
embarrassing. I've got my son sitting next to me going, Dad, why are we so bad? What can I say to him?
I mean, at the moment, before we wrap this up, I think at the moment, although he has changed things around a little bit in the way we play and all the rest of it, there really isn't too much difference in his record at the moment between himself and Emery. So
it's worse, Joe.
Well,
it's worse.
Yeah.
We had the best defensive record, right? Which was okay. So it's a bit of a carrot. It's a bit of something to boast about. Before that game last night, we had the best defensive record in the league. But what are we doing going forward? I haven't looked at it. I don't know if you've looked at it, but I'm going to look at it after we've done this interview. I reckon it's probably the worst. I think we scored 8 goals in nine goals in 8 games or something like that. You know, you can probably write off the Man City and Liverpool games because they're away and you're expected to lose those. You know, it's horrible for me to say that, but you are. But the rest of it, squeeze against West Ham, squeeze against Sheffield United, lost against Leicester, lost against fucking Villa, annihilated against Villa, sorry. Something ain't right there, and everyone's papering over the cracks, going, Arteta's the man. You know, no one's the man until they prove it. And at the moment, he's getting it wrong, and if he doesn't sort it, knives will be out for him, Joe.
Yeah. All right.
I can't really say any more than that.
No, there's not a lot else to say to that, but thanks for voicing your opinion anyway. It's always valuable to get all the different opinions, and yours was certainly worth listening to today. Thanks, Kai.
Cheers, mate.